Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stallions Run. I'm, of course, your host, Buck, and we have a lot to talk about because guess what? The Stallions have finished up their first game. We're looking into week 2 with Memphis and more. So let's go and talk a little bit about that General Stallions game this past Saturday. I was lucky enough to be able to be on the field, get to watch this game super up close, be basically right by the Stallions bench, and be able to kind of experience what they kind of saw through their eyes. So it was a very tight, I guess, fast-paced game, you could say at the same time. It was very interesting to kind of see how everything was flowing. You could kind of hear communications going through. There was a couple times where I was literally, if you saw a couple photos, I was literally right by the kickers as they were practicing during the game, and it was such a cool experience. And I got to kind of again see things through their eyes. And what I saw through their eyes and through what I could see right there on the field, it was a very close game. Two teams that were, I wouldn't say exactly evenly matched, but very close. And I think that score is a little it's not super representative of these two teams. Of course, the Stallions won 27-10. And it's cool now that we get to talk about these teams a little bit because here we are and we have stats to talk about. And let's talk about the Stallions running game. I'm going to start off with kind of the one bad thing that the Stallions really need to work on. And well, some things that we're going to have to kind of maybe see some improvement with. Bo Scarborough only had two attempts, went for a negative 1 yard. Okay, not exactly the greatest. And then CJ Marble, he was basically the main person in. Not exactly a great night either. So the Stallions clearly kind of need to work on some running. They felt like the throwing game and passing, that was basically the Stallions' offense throughout the entire night between Jamar Smith and Alex Magoo, who was brought in when Jamar dislocated his finger. Very much an ouch injury to have. So that was kind of something that kind of affected the game a little bit. But Jay Steinberger, tight end who was signed this offseason, former Texas A&M alumni, absolutely came in and stole the show for the Stallions, having a touchdown and being able to be a part of basically that Stallions offense that was integral to the entire game. Marlon Williams, another former integral part of the team, he's basically got his one game done with the Stallions, unfortunately, because he is injured. Him and Scooby Wright both suffered injuries in this game. We do not have a timetable yet on return for Williams, though. It is starting to look like he will be out for the season based on some tweets he has posted, basically indicating that he will not be returning this season for the Stallions, which absolutely sucks to hear. But when I was at the press conference on Saturday after the game, Skip Holtz was basically saying it sounds like basically they're going to have to go out to free agency or they're going to have to find a potential player who's going to be on waivers. Because even then, we kind of got the indication it's a season injury. So that is something that we're going to have to see. There has been no kind of signings yet. Nothing has been added to the Stallions roster. No one has been removed from the Stallions roster to potentially make room for a new signing. So that is something that is right now kind of off the table for us. If there is a new signing, if it's not this week, possibly next week, but I expect now it would either be Wednesday, which the day of which this is coming out, Thursday or Friday. I don't expect there to be any kind of late signing on Saturday. So that's possibly something that we're going to have to see later this week as we approach game day. So something to keep an eye on there. Otherwise, though, the Stallions' defense was very good. They only held the Generals to 10 points, though I will say the Generals' offense, potentially, it's a little tainted because we've only seen them play, the Birmingham defense. General's offense wasn't exactly super great. So it's something that, look at and take it, maybe if we see him play another defense like they're going to be playing this week, and maybe we'll talk about that differently. They will be playing Pittsburgh, so a chance to see something a little different. Otherwise, though, it's time for professional Battle of the Bones, at least part 1 in Birmingham this season. Memphis, the Showboats are traveling in to play the Stallions this Saturday. Going to be there, going to be covering that. So if you get a chance, follow the Buckham at Buckham USFL account. You'll be able to see photos and quarterly updates from that. This is a very exciting game, I think, for a lot of people. Again, now there's a team besides New Orleans where the fan bases are very close. And, of course, a very active fan base in Memphis. So we might see a lot of traveling fans for that. I guess right now the main concern is possibly Is Memphis's offense, is it going to be kind of picked up like it was at the end of that game against Philadelphia? Or is it going to be more relaxed like it was at the beginning of that game with Philadelphia? It felt like a story of two kind of halves when it came to that Memphis offense. So something I'm going to be very much watching, keeping my eye on, see what happens there. However, here's the problem: Memphis has to face the Birmingham defense. Not exactly super easy. Something that Memphis is going to have to kind of deal with, and something that's going to be a concern. When it comes to the Memphis defense, unfortunately, again, when they played a really good offense, such as the Philadelphia Stars offense, they didn't do that great. Now we kind of get to see them play a Stallions offense again, but here's the problem: the Stallions offense is now kind of injured prone, or at least facing some injuries. So that is something that maybe we see a bit of a different Memphis defense, where we have a somewhat weakened Stallions offense. So that is something we are going to have to see and wait on. But that's something that could be a big problem for the Stallions offense. Otherwise, though, I'm going to go with the Stallions win for this game. I'm going to say that Memphis does keep it closer than New Jersey, but it's problem everyone kind of predicted New Jersey would keep it close with Birmingham. So I'm going to say we still see it closer. However, I'm going to go with Birmingham 30. I'm going to then say Memphis 20 to wrap up this game. I still think there's going to be about a touchdown and about touchdown and a field goal kind of difference. But I think Memphis, they only lost by 4 points this time. I say they're losing by 10 points this go around with Birmingham. All right. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Excited to see Memphis play Birmingham. Excited to see what happens, and cannot wait to watch what happens on the field this Saturday. We'll see you around. Be sure to follow us at USFL Network on the YouTube channel. Subscribe, and also be sure to go to @BuckhamUSFL or any USFL Network account to keep up with what's going on. See you around.